Hello everyone, welcome along to footytips.com.au. Russell Barwick alongside Brett Kimmorley to have a look at the NRL for this week and Anzac Day. 3 games, 3 ripping games. I love the tradition of Anzac Day footy now. It's become, well, one of the highlights of the season without a doubt.
It has, yeah, and certainly the Dragons' home game, but it's being played at Allianz Stadium. It is a feature match for this day.
And
it's
I
a
think
great
it should
tradition.
be played there every year. Forget about the home and away.
100%. It's going to be a great clash. Obviously, Trent Merrin plays his 100th game for the Dragons, which is a good milestone. Dragons were very good last week, coming off a good win. Roosters, scrappy victory, but I think they're getting close to being the Roosters of last year, and I'm going to tip the Roosters to win this big clash.
Yeah, well, they've been very good, the Dragons, of late, so you're putting your hand on your heart there for sure and certain. The Storm and the Warriors, another game that seems to be building as probably the premier game for the Storm at home each and every year. The AFL is finished and the focus sort of goes across the road to AAMI Park.
But yeah, and they can pick up some fans as they're going across the bridge. It's the biggest crowd that the Melbourne Storm get traditionally, and obviously there's a lot of Kiwis in Melbourne, so it fits well.
There's a lot in New Zealand too.
Thanks, Russ, for your tip. Melbourne Storm are off.
Yeah.
They are off. The aura has been broken. They're not the same football side they used to be. The Warriors last week were extremely poor. They've got massive work to do, the Warriors. They're unfit. They've got a new coach that's under pressure. And I think Melbourne will win, but it might be a great game.
The other thing I saw about Melbourne last week is they're starting to look for excuses. And Craig Bellamy pointed out the video referee to the Wacker try, or the Wunga try. But at the end of the day, they let Canberra get stroll through late in the game to score the match winner.
Well, Sisawonga also had a chance to seal victory about 10 minutes before that and didn't dive for the try line and got held up. They're the big three are being hurt because the other players aren't as good and no one fears Melbourne anymore.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And then the biggest game of them all might well be the Broncos and the Rabbitohs wrapping it up from Suncorp at 8 o'clock. And this is a game that I think we're salivating at because the Broncos are overachieving.
The Broncos are going great, yeah. Alex Corval was a massive buy for them. They're fit now, the Broncos. They're gritty. They're grinding out a win. And I think they will beat South Sydney on Friday night.
It'll be a massive game, that's for sure. Saturday, we kick it off in the afternoon. The Sharkies, who are just desperate for another win, up against the in-form Panthers.
Yeah, Penrith are very good. Good kicking game. Peter Wallace, I thought, was at his best last week, running the ball. And Jamal Idris, someone woke him up, got him fit and it was damaging. Sharks under pressure. Panthers to win at Ramondis.
Okay, Cowboys take on the Eels, who were a tad unlucky. Might have been their own worst enemy. Should have led by more at half-time. Yeah,
disappointing. I suppose, how do you take that big step back? 2 intercept passes. Yeah, but I think Brad Arthur is a wonderful coach.
Yeah.
They blew an opportunity against the Roosters early in the year and they responded extremely well. Cowboys were lucky or unlucky last week, but not playing great. I think the Eels win that game.
Yeah, the Cowboys were terribly unlucky against Manly. Bulldogs, who probably are moral to win this by a point with a field goal to one of the boys late in the game. They take on the Knights, who are also a little bit hit and miss.
Yeah, that's right. Newcastle inconsistent. Players under a bit of an injury doubt. Jared Mullen plays, but doesn't look 100%. Trent Hodkinson, on the other hand, for the Bulldogs, has been brilliant the last month. Bulldogs to win, and I made Manly my best team a few weeks ago when they got beat. I think the Bulldogs are the best team in the comp at the moment.
Okay, well, there's the kiss of death. And then on Sunday, Manly take on the Raiders. And Manly, well, they got away with one last week, but the Raiders came from behind to beat the Storm.
Yeah, and confidence will be on the Raiders' side. Beat the Melbourne Storm from behind, never give up attitude. And I just think Manly have been so good at handling adversity. Off the field, boardroom distractions, that officially Glenn Stewart has announced he's leaving. Kieran Foran is out. If the Raiders are able to win at Brookvale, it's going to be this weekend.
Okay, and Watmo's a bit of a doubt as well. Tigers, who are playing magnificently up against the Titans, who just battle, and they might have been exposed against Penrith.
Yeah, I suppose statistics generally lead that you've got to be good completion rate, you've got to control football, and you've got to have a playing style.
Yeah.
They've got nothing in the
just
way of
hanging
playing
on for
style.
dear life.
But offload, do your best, and scramble for a mate. I think that they've come back to earth last week, and I think Tigers, without Robbie Farah, massive win last week. They will win again, the Tigers.
They're going very, very well. Okay, let's have a look at Noddy's tips there on screen. The big Friday trifecta of the Roosters, the Storm and the Broncos. The Panthers to win again. The Eels in a bit of an upset. Bulldogs, no doubt, with a full field goal. And then the Raiders to take care of Manly. And the Tigers to win again over the Titans.